I had an idea for the stream because I was working on my guide yesterday. So I need y'all to help me with a tier list on who are the biggest penny counters. What am I doing for content? Right here, bro. We're doing a penny counter tier list. So these are going to be the best counters. These are skill matchups. This is only if you don't know how to play versus hard countered, useless versus penny. That's enough categories now. Oh, you know what? I need a almost never a problem. Almost. I think just this is enough. What's it called? I already know what my answer for the first best counter is, but it's gonna go left to right. Left being the best, so number one, and if there's like five more, it's gonna be one, two, three, four, five. Five being the least, the worst of the best, if that makes sense. So number one, biggest penny counter is a penny. This is just very obvious to anyone who plays Penny into a good Penny. They control the same space that you want to control. They have the same amount of stun CCs and the same ability as you. Same damage output. It's just really hard if it's a mirror matchup. Usually it's even worse if they already have the advantage of like, if they're like defending a site already. Second, I know for sure, the Star-Lord. This piece of shit is too good. Especially into a penny. He chases me around, he's hard to hit, fucking stunning him doesn't rarely get you any kills. He can fly over your nest and mines. His ult is OP, he farms his ult so easily, he crits you. Plus it's like team up, really fucking annoying to deal with. Third best counter, I think everybody knows. It's just a Bucky. I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory, right? Hooks you out, pulls you into your team, you're dead. Just overall, very strong character. So, makes sense. I do think Star-Lord's a good Star-Lord is more threatening than a good Bucky because you have more counterplay against a Bucky than you do against a Star-Lord, especially with the ult, right? If he ults into your webs, he's just fucked. And you can stun him after he lands, so you can all gang up on him. So I think he's a little bit more reasonable than a Star-Lord. And at last best counter, I think it's just Groot. I feel like Groot is a good solid number four. Good damage, can shred you. Even if he doesn't shred you directly, it's really easy for a Groot to run over your team because Penny's not going to front line, he's going to front line. Obviously, the walls fuck up the nest placements a couple times. Um, but I think Groot is a pretty solid top four. Put Groot in between skill. You might be right. Top three, I might leave the top three alone. I'll move him to top of skill matchup. Okay, this might be a controversial take. Also, I'm accounting for like team ups in a good amount of these, you know? I think Namor is a pretty solid top two skill matchup. I think Namor kind of fucks me over. Reasoning being Namor, his turrets, especially with the ice turret, he just slows you down so bad. Easy headshots on you. The right clicks are very easy to trigger off of you anyway. Your mines, you can't throw them out if he has a turret up. And obviously, you have to like shoot his turrets while he doesn't have to shoot your abilities necessarily. But yeah, I think Namor. I'm okay with this placement for Namor, to be honest. He's just really annoying to deal with, you know. And every time I try to contest him, he just gets away. His turrets are fucking OP. GG. Number three. I feel like Hella's pretty reasonable, no? Pretty much the same problems as Namor. Really easy to headshot you. She has a decent escape ability. And then her ult kind of shreds you if you don't know what you're doing, right? Very annoying. But there is some counterplay because if you're diving her as the Penny, you can pretty much fuck her over in any 1v1 as long as you play her properly and catch her off guard really. Also, obviously you insta kill her out of ult if you place mines below her, right? So I think that's why it's a reasonable skill matchup. A little bit easier to deal with than the Namor. Alright, now this one, for sure a controversial take. Maybe not. Adam Morlock. He shreds your hitbox really easily because he just dinks, you know? Easy target. He's very hard to 1v1 because Soul Bond, well, not even 1v1. His healing is good, and then his Soul Bond, it just pretty much negates all of your damage on a group of people if he plays it right. Only reason why he's below Hela and Namor not whatnot is because no mobility, so he's pretty much fucked. Also, his team is really annoying. Number five on my list for skill matchups, probably Psylocke. You know what? I might even have to move Psylocke in front of the Warlock. Now that I think about it. She's just a tank shredder. Go to anti-penny, pick her up just to know how my counter works. Yeah. She's fast. She can, what's it called? Shred you really easily, chase after you, all that. But that's pretty much about it, right? That's her neutral. Her neutral is just shredding Penny. Her ult isn't that good. She can still die to him fairly easily as long as you, like, play with the nest, I guess. She's really good at countering the nest. Put her above Hela, honestly. I don't know. She does have more mobility than the Hela. You might be right. I wouldn't be mad about a Psylocke being that high up. I remember that last game I played 2 days ago or yesterday, where the fucking Psylocke just chased me around the entire map and killed me like 2 times. Can defeat Hela easier than a Psylocke? I think I can agree with that. Yeah, you're right. She is above Hela. Plus, you can pretty much counter Hela ult relatively easily compared to Psylocke, right? So I'm not mad about that. Now, this is where I start to consider adding another row or not, because I really do think Loki deserves to go in skill matchups, but maybe he's better in only if you don't know. So the reason why I'm thinking Loki, maybe it's not a skill matchup. Skill matchup would imply like he's good enough to beat Penny, maybe? I don't know. I could see him being in either tier. Reason being, Loki clones, lamps, they're just really annoying to break, and he can spread them all out. And they can burst you down pretty quickly if you're not careful, right? Breaking lamps is watching paint dry. Yeah. To be fair, it's only 100 HP, the lamps. So just be 4 shots or 1 mine, right? Which is pretty easy to do with a single mine. But maybe I'll just move him down to only if you don't know how to play for now. He doesn't counter Penny as easily as these guys. Does that make sense? He's just very annoying to deal with, especially if you try to 1v1. Okay, this might also be a hot take. A good magic can really easily break nest without dying a single time. I think magic is really annoying to deal into. Just web the magic. That's the thing about magic. So with magic, her okay, maybe skill matchup's wrong. It's a skill matchup for a magic player, but not for a penny. Does that make sense? I don't know. I've seen magics destroy my nest relatively easily without dying a single time to the nest itself. I just know magics are really annoying to deal with because their teleportation ability, right? It's the hitbox of that is really wonky, so that even though it looks like I hit the right click, she's still like invulnerable. Uh, I might move her below Loki then. Yeah, maybe not skill matchup. I don't know. I feel like these are two really similar terms. No, skill matchup and only if you don't know how to play. Not a counter neutral. You're right. We do need a neutral category. Yeah, I can see them being neutral. Those two. Would she even be in neutral though? Neutral is like neutral to me is skill matchup. Neutral is the only thing in this case, right? I don't know. Maybe maybe we'll leave it like this for now. Uh, okay. I think at the very least another skill matchup, guaranteed. Wolverine. It just has to be Wolverine. A good Wolverine knows how to play around Nest. A good Penny knows how to play around Wolverine. You know? Yeah, Wolverine's really annoying to deal with, but he's also the easiest to deal with out of these five. He plays poorly, he just insta blows up, but if he plays with smart, he can pull you out of the nest and just kill you instantly. 3 second stun versus 12-second grab. Penny's not countered. She is OP. Alright, let's ban this guy. Yes? No. Punisher and then Hawkeye. Well, now I kinda have to move them around, no? Punisher with infinite ammo, if you don't know how to play against that, you're definitely just fucked. Also, he might be even be above Loki. I'm considering he's either top one or top two, and only if you don't know how to play versus. Just because he's so easy to get value out of against the penny. Uh, in that case, I might even move Hawkeye above Magic. Hawkeye's a little bit easier to deal with, or a little bit harder to deal with than Magic. Fuck that team up. Don't you play against infinite ammo? 1 CC and then hide sometime? Pretty much. You just hide, wait it out. You bait it, and get out. There's no other way to play it. The only issue with Loki is just that he has 3 fucking invincible abilities versus a penny, so it's just really annoying to deal with. I think I can keep Loki here. Hawkeye is relatively easy to deal with because you can dive him, right? He can't really stop you. He's only a threat if you're playing long distance from him. Debatable. Who goes fifth on only if you don't know how to play versus? Oh, I know. Strange. Strange can be an issue if you don't know how to deal with him. Is he easier to deal with than Magic though? Debatable. Debatable. You can cancel his ult, you can cancel his strange portal and his ult. You can stop him from finishing a kill with his ult. But he's a frontline shield tank who just kind of runs you over if you play poorly. I don't know if he's harder to deal with than a Hawkeye though. I think, realistically speaking, a Magneto is going to be harder to deal with than a Strange, and I'm not sure if they're all easier than a Hawkeye to deal with. I wouldn't be mad if a Magneto was above the Hawkeye in the tier list. Lamb's better mag than Kyo. I do not think so. Seems a problem overall, not specifically against Penny. Yeah, pretty much. Lambs has a 30% win rate in mag. Okay, listen, man. You don't gotta expose me like that. Now this is where it gets tricky. I think Thing is on the same tier as these other characters, above Magic. You get fucking stunned every time you want to right click. Yeah, that's why I'm considering. I don't think he's strong enough to be a skill matchup, but he's also still really annoying to deal with as a Penny. You can deal with the Hawkeye more easily than the Thing, no? Or no, you can deal with the Thing more easily than the Hawkeye, though, I think. Yeah, you can't use your grapple, and if you're grappling over that area, you can't move. Like it breaks your grapple for a Penny. So he can be pretty annoying. But I think below Strange is pretty reasonable. He's easier to deal with than any of these characters, at least, I feel. I think these top five are solid, and the thing right after that five is good as well. That's why I put him over Hawkeye. He just ruins your setup. You're right. That's actually valid. But I don't know if, yeah, no, you're actually right. I've never seen a top 500 Magic, so you're not wrong. I rarely see Magics too, but maybe I'm doing like a bias with Magic here. Yeah, you know what? Almost never a problem. If I have to move her down this much, she's just never a problem. Put Rocket above Magic too. I could see that. Yeah. I'd be okay with putting Rocket in almost never a problem. I think for the next three, I've had this in mind in this order. To say Magic's meta, true. Human Torch, Jeff, and Storm. I think those can be really annoying, but not entirely hard counters to you. What about Iron Man? Iron Man's way too easy to deal with as a Penny. I'm not gonna lie. Iron Man is not an issue. You can't really do anything to Human Torch when he's ulting. Storm, you can use your mines at least to kind of kill her down. And she's also just overall slow, so you can kill her pretty relatively quickly. Jeff, he's just hard to hit. His he's really annoying with breaking the nest from a long distance, and you can't really stop him. Self-healing, obviously. And then his ult, even if you have a team up or you're playing in your nest, your team could still die. Maximum Pulse is the worst ult out of the Flyers, for sure. Just go right above Rocket, his ult is free kill on point. That's if he's ulting on your mines, on your nest. Yeah, if you just don't swim inside the nest, and most Jeffs break the nest first before they ult. So I think he could be a problem. How's Iron Man not a problem? He's just a terrible character right now. Yeah, his beam doesn't do all that much damage, relatively speaking. His ult is very easily countered by a Penny. And if he's not flying around, he's really easy to hit. I really don't see that much Mantises fuck up Penny that much, but even still, I might put Jeff and the Flyers above a Mantis. Mantis Penny 1v1, normally she wins, in groups Penny wins. I don't know. You might be right. Mantis is overall. Would Mantis be above like a Human Torch or a Jeff? I'm not sure. Farms headshots off Penny, more leaves. I don't know. I haven't really noticed Mantises do much to me in my games. But even then, she'd probably still be up over here. I'd be okay with putting him over here. Mantis, almost never a problem, top of it. Or somewhere close to the end of only if you don't know how to play versus. Da da da. Oh, right, Invis Woman. Probably around here. Honestly, above Storm. I think Invis is more annoying than a Storm. I put Mantis right above Rocket and Almost. I could see that. Yeah. No idea how good Tim Duncan is. Can this guy go back to work? This tier list sucks. Fuck you, Kirsten. I think next up are these two. Widow, if you really don't know how to play into her, you get farmed. Snow, never a problem. Get it out of the way and say the Hulk is useless? Yeah. Around here. Actually, no. He's just useless. He's just useless. Let's put in these people as well. Oak is by far the easiest to deal with. Fantastic second, Midnight, and then Witch. Hard counter bad, just cap. It's just too easy to give value. Venom's a little bit more of a problem than cap, right? Because a good Venom can still outplay a Penny for the most part. With that regard, Spider-Man is also the same. Thor goes below Venom but above cap, modestly. Actually, yeah, he is rarely a problem. This character just isn't real though. This Iron Fist guy going from fucking 0 HP to full HP because he like blocks all my mines just ain't crazy. We'll speed this up a little bit. Cloak, pretty much almost never a problem. Uh, Iron Man, maybe a little bit more of a problem than Cloak, just because he has a potential damage output. Black Panther. Black Panther's more annoying than Fist. No, he's less annoying than Fist. And Nut Girl, I'll put her in the middle. Bit more annoying. Well, hold on a second. I did this list wrong. So these are the strongest, and these are the weakest. I think this is fine. This Full Metal guy needs to stick to playing. Okay. Squirrel will double stun you on the flank. You might be as good as dead. I could see that. She could honestly be here. Maybe. Maybe. I think overall, this list is pretty much fine. What do we think? Final list. Right. Clintar, or sorry. So from left to right, biggest counter to the where the easiest to deal with out of those counters in that tier. So Wolverine easy to deal with, Widow easiest to deal with, Snow easiest to deal with, Cap, Hulk. W, almost W list. There's no Cloak and Dagger main and Jet. Penny useless at bottom makes a second Penny. Okay. Spider-Man can be a little bit more annoying than Venom because Venom has to be in your nest really to get a dive off. Spider-Man he doesn't really need to. Thor, his abilities are pretty annoying, especially his hammer. He just spams that shit. You can't move, and it cancels your web. Cloak and Dagger, I mean, they just don't really do anything to you, right? Same with Cap, can't really do much. Um, Honestly, I might even put him up. I feel like a Cap can be better than a Cloak, so Cloak is pretty dog shit. Squirrel Girl can kind of be a problem if you don't know how to play against her, but that's really a thing. Mantis can be a problem as well, especially with her res. Rocket team up plus Beacon and res, like those are all annoying to deal with. Uh, as a Penny player, Magic is Magic more of a problem than Fist? No, Fist is more annoying. I wouldn't say Snow is hard countered by Penny, but she's still almost never a problem. Hawkeye's more annoying than Strange, who's more annoying than the Human. I'm okay with all these. I think this list is fine. This is the final list. Yeah, I think ruining your setup is by far the worst part about him. His ult is whatever. Most of the time, you're not even in the ult range anyway, right? I think this is pretty solid though. I'm okay with this list. If there's really an argument for what, no. If there's an argument for like these three, I could see it, but I think my reasoning is pretty solid. Glaze him, get his ass. You missed the OG emotes? What OG emotes?